Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill from Copycat Crafts by Jill. This will be a slightly different video because I'm not really doing a craft. I thought I would jump on this morning to give you sort of a update, what I've been up to, where I've been, and why I haven't done any videos. Um, it was prompted by Miss Rose. Thank you so much for reaching out, Miss Rose. You know you're very close to my heart, and you're such a sweet person, and thank you for caring and asking. So, Miss Rose, this is for you. um, it kind of started with this new mat. I I didn't realize my craft room was such a rabbit hole that I kind of fell down into, all starting with getting a new mat. I got this new mat because I had a large glass mat, which I always had to cover with an old cutting mat that was really should have been thrown away, but instead I covered it with uh, kind of sticky paper you buy at the Dollar Tree in a roll, and tack paper, whatever they call it, and um, to cover the glass. Then, because that was just tack paper and not a cutting mat top, I put a smaller cutting mat like this one you'll recognize on top. And I just out of the blue decided I really wanted a mat big enough to cover my whole workspace so that little bits and bobs weren't sliding under my mat. And so I purchased this large one, which I had to trim the two upper corners to slide in because this is a roll top desk, and it does have drawers and on the one side, and so I had to custom fit it, which now makes it that I really can't spin it around or anything. So now I'm overprotective of my cutting mat and will need this cutting mat to protect my cutting mat from me. Um, but you'll see that because I had to custom fit it and trim it to really fit in my center. Oh, sorry, my center square is not centered. So anyone with OCD, that close your eyes. Um, but that's only what was the beginning. Um, After I did that, I thought, well, gee, I have not liked my storage decisions for my stamps and my dies. A long time ago, I got a huge binder, the kind that is actually like 3 inches, 4 inches in the spine. It is not this one. Actually, let me put a paper over that so that the glare isn't. It was bigger than this, and I spent hours and hours cutting cardstock, putting magnetic sheets over the cardstock, and storing my dies in a big binder, which I later really disliked. I found it really a pain to get out this huge heavy binder and I put tabs so that I could slide the cardstock out of the top and then pick the dies I wanted and then try to fight with the cardstock to slide back into the sleeve. My sleeves were very thin, so I just was really unhappy with it, but I didn't feel like changing it because of all the work I put into it. And I figured when I'm using my dies, I get them out and I will cut all day, half the night. I will just cut everything I want and think I want. And then I put it all away just because it was such a pain. And my stamps. Well, my stamps I kept in a different plastic envelopes like this one, and I had to have different sizes because some are very small, some were a lot larger, like Tim Holtz. And after you start using them, they want to fall off. And you know, when you first store them, they have the harder plastic backing and the softer plastic to pull off on the front. I was trying to keep like with like. And at first I really liked it. I thought it was better than, I don't even know what I was using. And I had them like that for a long time. But I just wasn't happy with it. As I would lose the top part and then my stamps would stick to the inside of the envelope because they're clear. A lot of times I thought I lost one of my favorite stamps or whatever. Here it was just in the bottom. I just wasn't super happy with that. So then I decided what a lot of people are deciding against. I decided to use this method for my stamps and my dies. Again, sorry about the glare. I'm not too sure what I can do about that, but in some cases they come, the stamps come with a card that you slide right under because it fits fine. So right from the front, you can just slide the card in, and the stamps are on the inside and they stick right to the case itself. They just stick to the case and they close. That's easiest for me. I'm loving this for some I had to just stamp, which is how I found out my black is shot, so I'm going to have to get a new StazOn black. But anyway, and they just stick right to the inside, and these are the ones. And if they fall, you know, you have to sometimes clean the back so that they get re-sticky. And I'm loving it. And to be honest, the small amount of extra space it takes to keep them in these handy things is literally over probably a 50 of these cases, almost 50. For my stamps, I'm going to say 30. 25 to 30 of the stamps. I'm only losing about 1.5 inches. And for me, that 1.5 inches, I would give up 10 times over for the ease of these. I can open, see all of them. I'm not fiddling. I don't have to rip and tear with the stickier stamps on the plastic. I'm loving this. Love it, love, love it. I bought a pack of 50 of these cases. They come in 3 different ways. They come with a hub, what they call a hub, and that's like almost a big plastic paper clip up at the top that you can slide, you know, maybe your paper or whatever under. I don't need a hub. I don't need a hub for stamps or dies. Then it comes with these tabs, a different one. These come with 4 tabs on. So if I wanted to slide like this piece on the inside, I could stick it under those tabs. I didn't get it because of the tabs. I really wanted the ones without the tabs, but I put the ones without the tabs in my cart, And then I wasted a ton of weeks. I didn't want to pull the trigger because they are a little on the expensive side. If you buy 50 or more, they're like $1.25 a case. But I ended up, the non-tab and non-hub were gone, and I had to pick, and I thought the tabs was the lesser evil, and sure enough, there's no reason to fear the tabs. I don't mind the tabs whatsoever. As a matter of fact, with the magnet backing that I put in, now with my dies, I only use one side because I want to be able to see. I don't want the paper showing me what it might be. I want to see all my dies. And I had this magnet sheets, and I bought the cheapest ones I could find a long time ago. If I were to want to spend the extra couple pennies, I would get a thicker magnet. But that's the only thing. That was my bad, because a long time ago I bought the cheapest magnet sheets. I did not glue them in. I put them under the tab. Now there were some. That's what it looks like in the back. It's just, I did tape some of mine down because I did have some of them that you know, did want to fall because the sheet is just, you know, sitting there. So they wanted to slide down, and I did just put two-sided tape on the back and glued it right in, and now the dies don't slide around as but even if they do, they're in the case, no big deal. I'm not even, and I'm actually loving this. Then I had these cases that I had just bought at Walmart. They're $3.88 a piece. They're thick and they're heavy, and that is what I was storing them all in. I don't know if you can see if I'm up too high here. I had them all sitting like this, only I had one for stamps and one for dies. And then I had a third one for my Tim Holtz stuff. I'll get into that later. So I had, and they fit really good. I forget, I counted, there was like 18 I could fit in there, and it was just a couple short, so I had to stick a couple on the side. And the table, that area that I had these three sitting on, the third one, the last one, stuck off a little bit, and I kept bumping it, and it would fall to the floor, and all my Tim Holtz items, which I will show you, would scatter all over. Put these back, get my Tim Holtz one. Okay, here's my Tim Holtz one. The reason I keep the Tim Holtz one separate is I have no idea, but I do. So, all the envelopes that I no longer needed for my stamps and my dies, I decided to put my Tim Holtz things in, and that way I can, when I use them, I can show you what collection they're from. I cut the number off the back and taped it up so you can see it's, you know, flashcards, and there's the number. And I did that for all of them, so no matter what. And I keep them obviously in here. So to save on space, I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift it here. Let's see. I purchased one size bigger so that I could put all my stamps in one, all my dies in the other, and they're right by my desk. So now when I want to stamp, I can just reach over, grab my, finger through them and grab whatever stamps I want. And because this case saved me room, my third case, this third case, they all fit where I need them to fit. Nothing's hanging off, nothing can fall. So I did all that. And I just didn't think anyone would really be all that interested. But I went down that whole rabbit hole. These are not mine. I'm just, these are actually for sale. So I was just showing you how they started. The other thing I started to do then was I was looking through papers to get inspired for my next project and realized that I not only have literally thousands of digital papers, not necessarily kits, but papers, thousands. I had not organized them in my phone. I only have my phone in any way. I downloaded them, or I download them, I use them, and I just keep moving on. And once in a while, I scroll back to ones and reprint them. But for the most part, out of sight, out of mind. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to print some of my favorite papers and on cheap printer paper, keep them in a binder so that I can page through them and remind myself of all the really cool papers that I have. So, because as I was looking through Etsy shops and putting really cool papers into my cart, and then I wait, and either when they're on sale or that's when I go shopping, then I can buy 2 or 3 girl math. I can buy 3 times the amount for the same price. And that's what I always do. I wait for them to be on sale. I think I bought one kit that was not on sale one time, and that was Bohemian Crafters ID kit to make all different IDs, and I'm still happy with that I made that decision. Anyway, so I just thought, okay, let's do that. So I started I printed a paper of every kit. I printed the whole kit. I marked if it didn't have it. This one obviously is Tracy Fox, and it's the Postal Scraps. There's 28 pages in the kit, and I put them in 2 of these. I fit them in 2. Here's Tracy Fox's Dispatch, and I also put them in 2. Here were some of her freebies, so it's Tracy Fox free. Some more of her free. Here is My Porch Prints Faded Grunge. There's 10 sheets in that, one of my favorite kits. This one, Victoria Designs. This sheet actually goes with that. There's 10 pages. I bought the 12 by 12. Don't buy the 12 by 12. Here's Polka Art Studio, the grunge tones, papers. I just printed them all out, and the ones that have like 29 pages, it's from 99-cent scraps. Love those papers. Here's Vibe of Vintage. I'm just beginning on because I actually have so many from Vibe of Vintage that I'm going to take her pages out when I get them all done and put them in their own binder, because it's going to end up being a couple binders. I'd rather put them in categories. Right now I'm just going by name of shop, just because that's the only way I can organize as I go from the newest ones I bought to the oldest. Just keep going down into my history till I can't find anymore. Anything I plan to, you know how your tastes change, and I look at now and go, why on earth would I have bought those papers and what did I do with them? And I'm not going to rebuy because perhaps my tastes have changed, my style has changed over time. If I got them free, like this one, Tanya Samuels, this was on her Ko-fi or whatever for free. But here's the Seven Plaza, her kit. It just goes on and on. And out of sight, out of mind. So half the time I would be going through my Etsy shop, well, not my Etsy shop, others' Etsy shop, and I would rebuy a kit that I already bought a while ago, and I didn't realize I was doing that till I was doing this. I couldn't believe how many I rebought. At first I was thinking, no, I wouldn't, I would never do that. I'm much more thrifty. But I really looked into it, and I really did. I bought quite a few, twice. So this binder here, for the most part, well, as you can see, I buy a lot from Vintage by Me. These are all Vintage by Me. So this is what made me think I'm going to buy smaller, a couple small binders, and put in Vibe of Vintage will have her own binder because I have so much from her. Tracy Fox, well, Vibe of Vintage I can separate because I can pretty much look at her paper and know that's Vibe of Vintage. She's close to my heart. Her designs, I have so many. Otherwise, I think I'm going to just put them all in themes, like all postal, and not keep them by shop. Because if I don't put postal and put all the postal ones, I will always pick Tracy Fox and forget that I have really a lot of other really cool postal papers. So anyway, I decided I was going to just print everything out, make sure I have the whole kit printed. Some more by Tracy Fox that I want to just print out in paper and put. So that's what I've been up to. And in the meantime, I don't want to keep trying to create and making a mess on my desk because this is my only workspace. So I've been doing that, printing, and then keep it, trying to get that. I found a challenge. That has been a challenge. Not just the printing. I can print for almost next to nothing. Literally it cost me, $6 in 500 sheets of printer paper, $6. Haven't even gone through that yet, but I will. And then the ink, again, I can print a page for a penny, maybe less. So that's why I can do this. I have a mega tank, Canon Pixma mega tank. I print for literally pennies. So I'm probably about a little more than halfway done with this, doing these. I did decide any of the papers that I've changed my taste on or whatever, I'm going to not print. I tend to lose my digital files because I don't know where they go. It's like a magic trick to me. I download them, I print them. A lot of times I'll print them 2-3 times, different sizes, because I know I'm going to lose the digital kit somewhere in my phone. So that's my habit. But at least this way, I can sit down and look through my papers and say, oh yes, look at these cool postal papers. Oh my goodness, aren't these amazing? And not always grab the same uh, from the same bigger names that I would normally do. And I'm a very visual person and not on my phone visual as far as this type of stuff. I'm the gal who still would enjoy a TV guide in paper form to sit on the couch and really work out all my favorite shows in person, not on the TV menu. I've never mastered the TV menu. Um, of course, if you have husband and kids, when do I get to touch the TV controller? I mean, let's be real. Um, my kids are out, but I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think there's some kind of magnet born in men's hands that won't allow them to drop that TV controller. Like, they take it to the kitchen when they get a drink. I don't know what it is, but there's some sort of sorcery going on there. I'm sure of it. If anyone else knows what that is, uh, put it in the comments, because I'm sure a lot of women would like to understand the reasoning behind them not being able to touch, to actually feel the TV controller. I'm not even too sure it's a material item. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I've been. Oh, and the other thing um, is I mentioned I do have another channel, not YouTube channel, Instagram. I don't have another YouTube channel. Not cheating. Because one of my other kind of hobbies or joy is I make little soft sculptures. I sew them by hand, and here's one I'm working on. So my other channel is called Jill's Bears. Little play on my name. And here I cut these out of mohair, and then I hand sew them, and then I stuff them, and I turn them into, it doesn't matter what kind of animal. This one happens to be a bear, but I've made a lot of elephants, which I love, and I made the little rabbit that I still have. All my other ones I've actually sold. Uh, but I started this one. So this is the body. Here is his little head, his little eyes. And they're all little movable. Here's his little ears. So that's what I've also been doing, hand sewing my little sculptures, my little bear sculptures. But I haven't even really been able to concentrate on that since I've been organizing. So if anyone has great organizing ideas for the craft room, drop them in the comments below, because every crafter seems to need and want, search out, look for, try all kinds of different organizing options. And sometimes what works for one doesn't work for someone else. Like I said, the binder thing just never worked for me. Putting my dies in the binder just seemed to made me not want to go use my dies as much. And when I did, I'd use them for a day and a half. I'm really loving these cases. I can't believe that there's people who buy like Stampin' Up stamps that coming hard cases, and that they get rid of their case and put them in an envelope. For me, I just, and I don't know if I would have thought about these, but now that I have them, I'm loving it. And because they do have this thin plastic sheet over all the way around, you can put the stamps that are inside on the front and on the back, because in this one I have two smaller cases, kits or whatever, and I love it. I love it. great decision and worth the, I think it was $60 for 50 cases. And I still have a couple empty ones. I cut the papers to put in. They don't come with these papers. I cut these papers out of really thin cardstock. And then when I pick the stamps, I'll just pull the paper out, stamp on it, and put it back in. And you just keep the inside plain plastic so you can put your stamps on them. They do come in different sizes. Here's just one that I put the magnet. See, just a magnet. And I just cut them that I can fit them in. This one's a little big evidently, but you cut these to fit, and then you can tape them if you want to tape them. These I have to trim a little bit, but that's it. And you can buy these in different widths. These are the 14 mil. That's 14 mil. That's the size I wanted. They sell thicker ones for the wood stamps. That would cost a fortune. They sell thinner ones. And when they say 14 or 12 mil, I'm assuming it's how deep they are. I didn't want to go too deep because there's times I want to put 2 sets. So I want plenty enough room, but not too much room. But these were, for me, a great option. Okay, I think I brought you up to date on what's been keeping me away from YouTube, but busy in my craft room. Thanks for watching, and stay creative, or get to organizing. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Thank you, Miss Marie. And I'll be back in a couple of days. I really will, because I'm just about done. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, well, I think, what is today? Thursday. Okay, so it's not close enough to the weekend, but at any rate, I won't see you before then. So everyone have a great weekend, and see you soon. Hugs.